welcome back to my space. My name is Sylvia Wanja. I am a multimedia journalist as well as a voice actor, among so many other things. And first of all, I would like to begin with an apology. I know it has taken a while for me to update the videos, but we just have 3 videos remaining. And the reason why it took me a bit of time before I could make these videos because I had a cold, but right now things are okay, so we can pick up where we left off. Okay, so this video is going to be about advanced character voices. I want us to delve deep into that, and then after this, we're going to have 2 other videos, and then we're going to complete the whole course, the whole beginner course for voiceover actors. So we're going to look at the advanced techniques for character voices, and number 1, we're going to delve into the vocal range expansion. Well, vocal range is very, very important, like how high you can go or how low you can go when it comes to pitch, tone, your diction, your clarity. So in vocal range expansion, you focus on the pitch variation. You need to practice how to speak in different pitches, okay? It'll set you apart even when you're going in for auditions. The fact that you can do multiple characters, it is going to set you apart for amazing things. So it'll help you also expand your vocal range and also adapt many more characters. And then the other thing is falsetto and chest voice. Falsetto is the same as head voice, whereby your voice comes from your throat but you don't strain it. And then when it comes to the chest voice, you really rely on that diaphragmatic kind of breathing, okay? Your voice is supported by your diaphragm. So it'll also give the difference between a high and light voice, that is the head voice, and then the chest voice is a bit deeper, okay? I think I'm using the chest voice right now. I sound a bit deeper, okay? Amazing. So number 2, we're going to look at dynamic vocal control. And with that, we have volume control, whereby you practice modulating your voice smoothly, okay? Modulation is important in a way that you won't sound like your voice is distorted or you lack diction and clarity because you're not able to control the volumes, okay? Amazing. And then we have pace and rhythm. Pace and rhythm is also very, very important. You need to understand where the pauses are. You need to give life to your script. Don't just read through it and just keep going. No, you have to understand where the emphasis is and make sure that you give that emphasis, okay? And then it will also help you to match the character's emotion and where their head is at that particular point, like what is their character act like, okay? Then number 3, we're going to look at number 3, when we're talking about advanced characters, we need to look into articulation and diction. And we're going to start with the crisp consonants, whereby anytime you are communicating, make sure your consonants are very crisp and clear. Like if you are trying to say a particular consonant, make sure it's clear what you are trying to put across. Don't tonguing is something that is very popular. It's not too bad as long as you don't lose the diction in between, and sometimes it's hard to balance both, so you need to work on that, okay? Then another thing under articulation and diction, we have vowel shaping. How you shape your mouth, I think I've said this in the previous videos, determines how you're going to sound when you're trying to communicate. So don't be too focused on trying to look pretty, but be focused on making sure that your mouth shape will help you articulate or say these words in a better way that people can understand, okay? Amazing. And number 4, we have breath control and support. Anytime you're communicating, it's very important to use your breath. No one wants to sound breathy, okay? Everyone wants to make sure that each and every time you're delivering something, you're doing it in the most perfect way. So number 1, diaphragmatic system of breathing, whereby don't rely on your throat, just focus on the diaphragm. Let your voice come from down here. You'll be able to sustain phrases or statements longer, okay? Then another thing is controlled exhalation. Like you need to learn how to communicate and also exhale at the same time. It's something that you have to keep working on over and over and over, but trust me, you can hack it. Just practice. You're going to become better at it, okay? Amazing. So we're going to go into deep character understanding, okay? How best can you understand your character so that you can bring out exactly what the director wants or exactly what the client wants? And number one, you have to have a character backstory. And psychology, I think we've talked about this in script analysis, but I'll keep emphasizing it, okay? Have a detailed backstory. It doesn't have to be on the script, but you have to be creative, okay? Try come up with a backstory for this character. Figure out what their name is, what their age, their favorite color, their height, their skin color, their favorite food. Just come up with a detailed background story. Where did they come from? How many siblings do they have? What is their age? What is the era they're in? Just come up with a very detailed backstory so that you can be able to understand the motivations that are driving this particular person to behave in this particular way, or to want to convey a particular thing in a particular way, okay? So another thing is psychological traits of your character. What is their psychological makeup, okay? What are their motivations? What are their fears? What is their character like? What appeals to them? Are they mentally okay? What is their mental curve like? Are they happy? Are they sad? This will really help you build on your character. Number two, we have the physical characteristics. Now, this one focuses on what we see. We have the size. What is their character? What is their body type? How does it affect their voice? What is their age? Because older people are less energetic, but younger people, we need to have that oomph, we need to have that energy, okay? And then another thing, we have the species and fantasy elements. This includes, let's say if you're working on a fictional script, or you have been given a character that is fictional, like a cat or a dog, or mostly when you're doing animations, you get to play very fictional things, very fictional characters. So that will help you figure out how best to present your character. Because if, let's say, we are working with a dragon can't sound like I am. It needs to have authority. So you're going to work more on that chest voice so that you can be able to deliver better. And then number three, we have emotional depth. In order for people to relate, understand, interact with your character, you need to make sure that you connect with them emotionally. And number one, you can do that through emotional range. Make sure that you can at least hack so many emotions. Like, you can be happy, you can be sad, you can show discontentment. Like, people can hear it from your sound, okay? From the way you sound. That is very important. So another thing is consistent emotional tone. Make sure that you're very consistent, because especially for voice acting, people are listening to you, and if your voice doesn't convey the emotion it's supposed to convey, you lose your audience, and no one wants that. You need to make sure they're hooked to what you are trying to present to them. So again, consistent emotional tone is very, very important. So if we are sad, try and maintain that sadness throughout that particular scene, and then when there's a transition, make sure you also go with it. Don't remain sad and everyone is happy, okay? Unless you're a Stormber character throughout. It always happens, but anyway, amazing. So another thing, we have practical exercises for advanced character voices. And number one, we have voice transformation exercises. Now, that you will achieve through character archetypes, whereby you choose different characters who have different archetypes, whereby there's a hero, there's a villain, there's that character who is always funny and just seeking for a moment whereby they just get everyone laughing and everyone cracking. So you need to figure out those character archetypes, okay? Amazing. And then another thing, we have role reversal. Try playing a character who is not common to you, like it's not a character that you're used to. It'll help you grow even your character range. Like, you can be able to do a villain, you can do the protagonist, you can do so many characters, okay? Just try that so that you can work on yourself. And then another thing is number two, accents and dialects. You need to do accent practice. The best way you can do that is by listening to that accent and then practicing it, and then getting people to listen to you, give you feedback, or even just make a friend who has that accent and spend more time with them, have conversations, and with time, and keep practicing it, and with time you're going to hack it, okay? Then another thing is dialect blending. So experiment a lot, okay? Blending different characters with your voice. It'll help you build on your character better and be good at what you're doing. Then another thing, number three, we have mimicry and imitation. So we're going to start with character imitation. The more you imitate a character, the better it is for you to hack what they do. And as much as we're working on authenticity, it's also important to learn from other people in the industry, even as you still maintain your character and identity as a talent, okay? So pick a well-known character and then try imitate what they do. Okay. Then another thing, we have the vocal mimicry, whereby you mimic people's voices, the people who do it so well. I've had a friend who really is good at mimicking Kevin Hart and Dwayne Johnson. Like, you will listen to him all day. So you can work on that, because I know he also had to work on that to get to that point whereby they can mimic, those big talents and sound exactly like them. So be willing to put in the work, okay? It never comes easy. Then number 4, we have improvisation and role play. Very important. Very, very important for you to learn about improv, okay? When it comes to improv, you need to work on being creative. It really helps you get creative with something. You might be handed a script, but sometimes it can just be a shell and it requires life to it. So if you're not good with improv, it'll just be plain. But if you have worked on that creative aspect of yourself, you're going to help the director give it more life, okay? By being as creative as you can with the little you have, or whatever. Sometimes you can have nothing and you have to give it life. So that is also very important. And then another thing is interactive role playing, whereby practice with other actors. Practice with other voiceover artists. Get to understand how they do it. Get to understand what works for them. What is their warm-up routine. Try to see what you can adapt to make yourself better, okay? And then number 5, recording and playing back. Again, you have to be comfortable with listening to your voice. And if you're not comfortable, that means you need to put in the work, okay? So that is, record different voices. Record yourself being happy, being a villain, just try different things. And then play it back, analyze where do you need to make corrections, where are you failing, where do you need to up your game, and that will help you grow, okay? Then we have the tips. Now we're coming to the end of this video. I know it's long, but I'm hoping you're really picking these pointers because they're very, very important, okay? We have the tips for creating advanced character voices. We have number 1, experiment and explore. You are a creative. Be free, be wild. I'm not saying when it comes to the wrong things. I'm talking about when it comes to voice acting. Experiment a lot. Like, keep trying. Whatever you think you're good at, you might try something else and find that you're better at it. So you will never know that unless you keep experimenting and keep on trying. Number 2, stay consistent. I know consistency sometimes can be a bit difficult. I know I struggle with it as well because I have so much on my plate, but you can make it work, okay? And despite the many times you're going to fail, you have to keep trying because it requires a lot of work. Let's not lie. You really need to put in the work. You really need to put in the effort if you really want it to work for you. Exactly. So ensure consistency if you really want it to work for you. It'll even help you with your pitch, with your tone, how to maintain that character pitch throughout, that tone, that mood. Really important, okay? Number 3, we have seek feedback. Seek feedback. We might not like criticism, but sometimes it can be constructive and it can help us become better and better at our craft. So each and every time you record yourself, even after you analyze and listen to yourself, find someone else. It could be a fellow voice actor or a coach if you have access to one, a vocal coach who can help you understand better what you're missing and what you need to work on. And then another thing, number 4, protect your voice. Protect your voice. Make sure that you stay healthy. Drink lots of water, and also try not to engage in activities that strain your voice. If you go for an event and people are shouting and screaming, remember you're a voice actor, so do it to a minimum. Like, don't overdo it, otherwise you will have no voice to come back to. And remember, we're trying to make sure that our voices are crisp, okay? Amazing. And then the last thing is keep learning. Learning doesn't stop. I'm teaching you this, but I'm also learning the process. So you have to learn, unlearn, relearn, keep learning. Like, the process is endless. And remember, guys, we're in the information age whereby we have so much knowledge, okay? We can never complete or learn everything. So try to capacity build and learn as much as you can about voice acting. So that brings us to the end of today's video, and I hope you have learned something important. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much for choosing to watch this video, and I'm hoping that as you begin your voice acting journey, it's going to be amazing. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day or night, depending on the time that you're watching this video. And yeah, have a good one. My name is Ilona. Bye.